The Power Pod is an exclusive WSB radio production.
Or cis approved. I have no idea what.
Jared, I just love your facial expressions, your animations. I just wish the people on the just listening, they can see how excitable you are. Guys, the way Jared sounds through the air, that is exactly this dude's face right now. I just can't help but smile.
He downs a 4 Loko before every episode.
Right?
He's good to go.
Why do you think I'm so loopy?
This is The Power Pod with Randi Okray, Christina Aicklen, Nicole Bennett, and your host, WSB's Jared Yamamoto.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe how many of these Power Pods we have done now. And you're probably wondering, who is this strange voice that is talking to me right now? I am Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. And this is my Power Pod. The Power Pod is a weekly recap show where we cover the current events of the week. It's a show where we're not afraid to get serious. And we're not afraid to have a little fun, too. And it's August, week 3. There is so much to cover this week. We've got sports. We've got celebrity drama. We've got politics. But first, we've got Randio over there.
Hey, Jared, I like that switch up. How goes it, young man?
I'm feeling great. It's been a fun week. It's exciting. I know we're going to have a fun show. I see Nicoleo over there.
Hello.
She's standing. She's trying to intimidate me
No, I just like standing. I did this once for an episode a couple episodes ago, and it makes you feel
empowered.
Yeah.
I think you've been listening to WSB's consumer advisor, Clark Howard.
Always.
About these ideas about standing and getting that proper form with a diaphragm, right?
Yeah, I do feel the diaphragm.
Okay, I feel
power.
like I need to stand up.
Okay, Randy, don't let us peer pressure you.
Okay, I want to sit down.
You do what you want to do.
Okay, never mind.
Randy's so cute. She's got her little spaghetti going on over there. And she's just trying to eat as much as she can.
Too.
We're over here working her hard. She's been working the digital desk at WSB.
Yes.
She's been doing her podcast,
Yes.
Black, Educated, and Broke, which is a fantastic podcast. If you have not checked it out, check it out. But here on the Power Pod, we have things to cover. And how could I forget that our lovely Tina is out this week?
I know.
She is out traveling. She's just so busy. She's too busy for us.
Gallivanting.
That's what it is. You know what it is?
Gallivanting.
I think she's replaced us. That's what it is in her
She
heart.
could never replace us. She loves us too much, Jared.
In her heart. No, I'm upset with her for just deciding that this Power Pod was going to be the one that she would forget because she just decided, I'm going to go to Baton Rouge and go do my other job, when in reality, everyone knows that this show should be the priority of the week.
Nerve.
This weekly recap show should be the priority of everyone's week.
I can't let you just talk about Tina and not defend herself, Jared. So that is enough. She is taking care of her business. And we love you, Tina. Remember, Tina, I always got your back. You hear that?
Always.
And in Randy's defense.
No, Nicole, you were just on Team Jared's side just now. Don't jump on the board now.
Just keeping it interesting. You know?
In Tina's defense and in Randy's defense, she is in the fashion industry, and she was so kind to grace us with some open mics that she left using the WSB radio app, which is so handy. If you don't have the WSB radio app, how have you made it through life to this point?
Well, hello there, beautiful Power Pod. It's your girl, Tina. I'm here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Ooh, French. Cool. And I miss you guys. I wish I was there in studio, but since I am not, I wanted to pick your brain on a story that I have been
jumping into it, Tina.
a little obsessed with. I have been stalking, kind of freakishly stalking, Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth, and you know that they've recently split. They were married for less than a year, and I think it's a little silly that they've literally broken up 25,000 times, with engagements breaking up. They're back together. They're married. But this time they literally, like I said, have been married for less than a year.
Well, first of all, Tina, you're in Baton Rouge and you're trying to drive the content of my Power Pod. How dare you? I'll accept it. Nicole, what's going on with this? I expect you're the expert on these kind of stories like this. So
I am.
So they broke up. This is Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus. They broke up. Why is this a big deal? Why is the internet tearing itself apart about this?
I think it's because they've been so on and off. And this is nearly 8 months of marriage.
Wow.
They just couldn't make it work.
8 months.
I don't know how. I was going to ask you guys, though, how long have they actually been dating? It's been a minute.
It was, what is that big movie he was doing? Because they were dating then.
The Last Song.
She was
right? That's where they met.
And they were dating when she did the Wrecking Ball. That's when they went to their first breakup.
Right. And that was confirmed or rumored to be about Liam, too.
Yeah.
It's been a dramatic, kind of public, on and off again relationship.
So at least since 2014, right? Wrecking Ball was probably about 2014 when that came out.
Yeah.
But guys, don't worry. You know what? Tina might be on this right here. She left us another open mic, probably obnoxiously at the airport.
In my humble opinion, I also think this is all a stunt for Miley to get some more fans for her album that she just released, which I was not impressed with. She just wants to be in the headline. She wants to be relevant. I think she's kind of fallen off the bandwagon a little bit, and people are not as obsessed with her as they once were. So, what do you guys think?
Well, Tina, thanks for giving your editorial comment on that one there.
No, I love it.
First of all,
really
we have a correction to make. You know, the internet's a wonderful thing, radio. I don't know if you've heard of this or not, but Liam and Miley actually started dating back in 2010.
2010.
So they've been on and off for almost 10 years.
Oh my
decade.
God.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a long time, and they're both. I mean, they're our
young.
age. Yeah,
They're
our age. That's a
Those
long
are
time.
formative years, too. To be on and off with someone for that long, that's interesting.
Did she have a girlfriend in between this time, too? Yeah.
I don't know.
I think she did.
for
I think
sure.
you're
I
right
know
about
she's
that.
polyamorous.
What
She
is-
has said,
Okay,
right?
smart
Yes.
girl. What
Or
does that mean?
pansexual.
Well, you can't say
sorry,
bisexual.
Not polyamorous. I'm so sorry. Pansexual.
Yes, you
which
can't
is,
say
Okay.
bisexual. Bisexual is a bad thing to say now.
Is it?
So pansexual.
okay.
Because there's more than two genders now. That's why. So you have to. So if you say bi, you're suggesting that somebody can only be two things when there's so many other genders out there. Don't get me started on genders. But if that's how you want to live, then that's fine. You go out there and you live your life that way. I have no problem with it.
I have to say, I do agree with Tina in the sense that I think that these celebrities are so managed, and maybe whatever goes on in their personal life is their business, of course. But I just think they have this team of people around them that they maybe come to and say, hey, Liam and I are not doing well. Okay, well, let's wait and let's not go public with it yet.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't imagine living that way. That's my theory behind it all, is they have to run it that way because they're public icons, they're public figures. But I just can't imagine if you're going through something like that, having to time your separation
Or when
announcement.
you're going to announce it. But I feel like that's one of the things about if you want to be famous, which, I'm going to be. I just have to get ready for that. Just to tell, my publicist, okay, me and Boo Thang are going through something. What do you think we should do? You know what I mean? It's I think you kind of get used to it, but it is uncomfortable. But I do like how Lim, in that situation, he shut it down. He said he put the public post on Instagram.
What's interesting, too, Jared, you sent me this People magazine article that said, I think a lot of people would think it's Miley's lifestyle that could be the demise.
She was caught making out with one of the Jenner.
It's Caitlyn Carter, which is Brody Jenner's ex-wife.
Right.
Brody Jenner's ex-wife. Okay, gotcha. I'm not really sure how that fits in the Kardashian tree, but I'll take your word for it. That tree just gets bigger and bigger every single day. So she was caught making out on that. And
this was post the announcement, though. She's been on a trip with her.
Really?
And they've been heavy PDA, all of that. But the sources in this People magazine article that are close to Miley have said, don't let Liam's persona fool you, though, that he's had his own issues over the years. I could kind of see it's got to be a two-way street.
It gotta be.
And it's not our business at the end of the day, but maybe Miley's...
Oh, it is our business. They are in the public eye, and we are going to keep our eye on them here on the Power Pod. The Power Pod eye is going to stay on them at all times.
All right, Jared. I mean, I guess Miley's more upfront about her, lifestyle choices.
Yes.
He's more private, and that's what her friends were saying is, don't be fooled by the chill surfer dude, that he's got his own demons. So.
Now, is this the only celebrity drama that's going on this week? Because please tell me that it's the only stuff that happened this week.
Oh, Jared.
Oh, boy. What else happened, Nicole?
I mean, there's always a ton of celebrity drama.
Randy and I know that when it comes to celebrity drama, Nicole knows all that stuff.
She's in tune.
Yeah, she knows all that stuff.
Oh.
Randy just rolled her eyes like, yeah, more celebrity drama. All right, what else?
Drama. So, Katy Perry is in the news, not for good reasons.
What did she do
this week.
time? She break up with somebody?
No, she didn't. She's being accused of sexual misconduct.
What? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're trying to flip that back on her.
Right.
Well,
so
yeah.
the song Teenage Dream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We're all familiar with.
I got a story about that song.
Oh, no, Jared.
Yeah, I got a story about this.
I want to know the story. So actor-model Josh Kloss was her co-star in the music video for Teenage Dream. He's accusing her of exposing his member.
Junk.
His member.
Junk.
His
Junk.
junk.
What
That's fine.
member? Wait, I'm sorry. She lost me with his member. What is that? What you call your Johnson? A member?
I call it my junk.
His junk to a birthday party that they saw each other and just totally unwarranted pulled his pants down in front of everyone. He's embarrassed, but more than that, has said, we live in a new era where we're coming forward with our stories. I felt violated. I felt offended.
Oh, my God.
And reps for Katy Perry haven't commented. I don't know where I stand with this. I'm so back and forth because here's the thing. I don't like that happened to him. I think that's embarrassing and not human decency, really.
Yeah, but this happened back in you got to. So the song came out in 2010, and you got to think the music video probably came out, if not late 2010, then early to 2011. So why is this becoming relevant now? Like, what does he? This guy sounds like an opportunist.
So he did have a pretty powerful quote. You can take it as good powerful, bad powerful. He said, "I just say this now because our culture is set on proving men of power are perverse, but females with power are just as disgusting."
Okay, let me say something.
Go ahead, Radio.
I'm over here and my blood's starting to boil, right?
Me
Because
too.
I'm like, man, sit your ASS down, like cut it out. Because here's the thing, you pull down the underwear. Like, it could have been a joke plan, not really knowing that he didn't have anything underneath it. But it's like, are you embarrassed because your what you call it, your Johnson, your package, what you call it, junk? Are you embarrassed because your junk was on shrinkage and people was making fun of you? Is that what the real issue is? But it's like, dude, 2011, you mad, and I feel like it wasn't probably anything to try to demean him. So stop it.
It almost seems like there's so much I don't want to take away from his feelings are valid, but it sounds like he was just embarrassed.
That's it.
It sounds like he's scorned.
But why
'Cause they
in
call him
2019 would you do that? I that seems like something that would have been relevant in 2011 or 2012.
Or with the Me Too movement.
That's got to be part of it.
Yeah,
because
I'd say the Me Too movement has lost a little steam
It has died down a little bit.
since last year. Last year was huge.
So Josh Kloss is trying to bring it back.
You know what? I've got a story about that song. First of all, Teenage Dream.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to hear this.
I think I fell in love with Katy Perry at that point because I don't not the biggest fan of Katy Perry now because she's got dabbled into politics like most celebrities have. But back then, that video, she is hot. I don't care.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
What she says. She's over there like being all seductive and stuff in the car, and I'm like, I remember watching that in college, and I was just like, wow, this is my jam right here. I'm all about this. And you know what? I have no shame saying that because I know that there's other people out there that are like thinking the exact same thing that I did. She had, in the video, she had those Ray-Ban glasses to a perfect ad. I was like, I want Ray-Ban glasses too.
I bought some. Right. I'm just saying, yes.
Good times.
Totally. She's beautiful.
Did y'all know that who her sister is?
Who's her sister?
So do you guys watch, y'all remember Bones? And now
Yes.
she's the actress in Animal Kingdom?
Yes.
I think so. Zoe Deschanel's sister, but Zoe
You know what?
Deschanel
Thank
and
you.
Katy
That's it.
Perry
There
look
we go.
so much alike.
They
If you
do.
really break it down,
And listen,
Yes, Nicole.
Zoe's my girl too. So
oh
so
my gosh,
Zoe,
both of them. It's those eyes
Those
with the dark
beautiful
hair
eyes.
and
I love that look. That they're both beautiful. And you know what, guys, we have to take a beautiful break. So we'll be right back here on the Power Pod.
Good job, Jared.
I love his irreverent sense of humor as well as its relevance.
The Von Hessler Doctrine.
His humor is hilarious. One of the funniest people in all of radio.
Making listeners laugh every day.
Keeps me laughing when I'm sitting in traffic. The guys in Autumn are just funny.
The whole team, they're great.
The humor finds a way to center it and make you reevaluate your own opinion.
9 to noon.
They make the morning just go by so much easier.
On 95.5 WSB, Atlantis News and Talk.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800 WSB Talk or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
living like a teenage dream. Oh, wait, are we back? Oh, my gosh. I have the worst singing voice ever. I apologize for that.
You know that.
Let's just bring back some good memories. Katy Perry back in 2010 when all life was so innocent and
Jared,
things
you're
were...
never going to get a chance with her. Move on.
I recognize that, but listen, I can still reflect back, and I'm going to stop now because... Listen, I'm making you guys cringe with my singing. Listen, on karaoke night, you give me a monotone song like that, I've got this, okay?
I believe you.
Couple drinks, get everything cleared up in here. I'm ready to go. I can sing anything monotone for you. And one of the things that I do here on the Power Pod when I'm thinking about singing and all kinds of ideas, because you know what? Nicole and Randy, my brain is just, it's just overflowing with ideas. And so I came up with this new concept over the week, and I'm workshopping it a little bit called Randy's Radar. And I like this idea where
R&R?
stories that we have R&R would be Randy's rundown, which we do at the end of the show. We cover
R&R. Good job.
we cover all that stuff too. But I'm trying to workshop this new idea called Randy's Radar, where Randy gets a chance. She goes and she works at not necessarily nightclubs, but you work.
No, I promote clubs and parties and events.
Yeah,
yes.
and I think that I would be cool just to hear the conversations that happen within there. And
Jared.
I think it'd be. You think it would be fascinating. I think it'd be awesome, and I think that this segment will be unveiled very soon called Randy's Radar.
Oh, I love
what
it.
happens in the Atlanta nightlife and the hookah clubs and whatnot.
Trying to keep me single. Anyway.
I know you've got stories out there, so that's why it's great. But on to serious stuff. Nicole, I know you'll like this story. Sports Illustrated has named the University of Georgia's UGA as the best mascot ever. Unbelievable.
He's so cute.
He is cute, and I think that most of us could agree. Even Randy from Dallas, Georgia.
Texas. Texas.
Dallas, Georgia. Got it. She.
Oh my goodness.
She always enjoys. She grew up as a West Georgia fan, like me. We grew up as a West Georgia fan. Out there in Dallas, West Georgia.
I didn't know that about you, Randy.
Oh my God, I think you just made it up.
And I think that it's fascinating that Georgia, out of all the mascots out there, first of all, the thing that I have a little trouble with this, and again, nothing against Dogs fans. I love the Dogs fans out there, but there's a lot of Bulldogs. There's Mississippi State is the Bulldog. They're the Bulldogs.
Oh yeah.
You've got Gardner Webb is the Bulldogs. Now, granted, not as big as Mississippi State or the Bulldogs, but how in the world do they pick UGA over that? That's kind of
because he's the best bulldog.
Well, but there's other
Ever.
other Bulldogs, and I think that we need to not shame other Bulldogs out there.
Let me ask
We're
this.
bulldog shaming.
Bulldog shaming. There goes our topic. I was gonna say but no, with the other dogs that are mascots, do they have like a live dog though? Because I only see the UGA with the live pit bull.
That's a good point.
Excuse me, bulldog.
That's a great question. As an SEC East fan, I don't really watch a lot of the SEC West games. It's divided
That's true.
into two
I don't
different
think
games.
they do.
I don't know if they do or not. Mississippi, things are a little different over there, so it's compared to Georgia, where we're high in technology, high and mighty with UGA. And it reminded me, when I saw that story from Sports Illustrated, it reminded me of the Sugar Bowl last year where
I was just gonna
the
say,
Texas Longhorn, I'm blanking on his name.
Texas Longhorn.
He tried to charge at UGA, remember?
That was not they grabbed that dog so
We had someone, they did. We had someone on WSB's Facebook page comment and say, he deserves it after last year with what happened. I was like, that's so true.
Don't hurt the doggy.
Yeah, that had to have been a traumatizing experience. But I guess when they do this, I was surprised. I felt like in recent years that Georgia Tech had been Buzz, the mascot for them, the Yellow Jacket. I thought that he had been the top mascot for a little while too. But I don't know. I don't know what Sports Illustrated's methodology is. But it's interesting that they would pick. I mean, they kind of go with the schools that did well. So you obviously had UGA at the top. Then you had the Duck at University of Oregon. Mike the Tiger from LSU, Bevo, that's his name, Bevo the Longhorn, and then the Stanford University tree. That I think is funny. I love that thing as college football season approaches. Then you've got the Buffalo, University of Colorado's Buffalo named Ralphie. The Gamecocks over Gamecocks at South Carolina. Cocky, not a fan of that one.
Not a fan.
Western Kentucky's Big Red. Syracuse's Orange Man, and the University of Tennessee's, Smokey. Smokey rounded out the top.
Oh, Tina. Hey. Feel bad for Auburn because don't they technically, I guess, have two, if you think about it. Well, they've got the War Eagle, and then the Tigers, but I don't know if they have a
We'll give our Auburn
mascot.
fans a chance to pick a mascot this time around and see if they can actually decide on this. And maybe they can actually make this list here. But a lot of SEC schools on there, I'm not going to lie. A lot of SEC schools. Good to see that our dogs are doing so well. And we'll be right back here on the Power Pod.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Brandon.
And if you're a parent, check out Dadsplaining a Fatherhood podcast.
We're two first-time dads trying to figure out fatherhood.
Every week we talk about parenting topics like sleep training and tantrums and interview other moms and dads to hear their parenting stories.
We're definitely not experts on fatherhood, but we do like to share what we've learned so far.
So if you're looking for a parenting podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously, search for Dadsplaining a Fatherhood podcast.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
From Atlanta to beyond, it's the Power Pod.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I agree that the Langston Lions weren't on the list.
I know. How did it look like LU?
And I'm upset that the University of West Georgia Wolfie. Wait, are we back? Are we back on the Power Pod? Whoops, we're just over here having our own little conversation about mascots that did not make Sports Illustrated's list of the top mascots out there. And I think that West Georgia was snubbed. Randy's alma mater.
Yes, Langston University, Langston Lions, because I was a cheerleader, just, that makes it more important. I had a lot of team spirit. So shout out to LU.
Yeah, I can't believe that they didn't make it. And Nicole's just basking in it because she's a bulldog. So
I want to see everybody's mascots on the list.
Believe me, if you heard her during the break, all she was doing was talking smack the entire time about all of us. So
I would never.
Enough about your victory. You're happy Bulldogs. I'm happy that they won the mascot thing. Randy, we got other stories out there. Tell me what's going on.
We do, because we're talking about dogs, and we all love dogs. But guys, I think no one would like to be dogfished.
Dogfish.
Dogfish? What is this?
What is that? You know what catfish
I've heard of a
is,
catfish,
right?
yeah.
Right.
It's called dog fishing, right? What is that, Randy? It is when online daters pose with adorable pets that aren't theirs. Right. So there's an article that we had here, and pretty much it's about, women talking about how they're getting dogfished by people that they're dating on these social apps like Tinder, Plenty of Fish. But yeah, they see a cute dude like, oh, I'm gonna swipe. Oh, he got a dog. His dog really. Oh my god. And then try to ask questions about the dog, and these guys are like, well, actually, it's not my dog. And then they ghost the girls because they realized they were lying.
Well, I think it's kind of brilliant because you ladies are so gullible to men with dogs. Dogs are a lot of work. That's a lot of stuff you got to put into these things. And you know what? If it's easy pickings for y'all, if you could fall for me with my little Siberian Husky in my picture like that, I mean, come on, why wouldn't you do it?
That's the same thing. You see a girl with big boobs and a big butt. Oh, I'm gonna swipe, and then she want all your money and then rob your ASS. Okay, so it's the same thing, Mr. Gullible. Anyways, but yeah, I just thought it was really, I never knew this was a thing. Now, I've seen guys, and if I did see him with a dog, I was like, oh my gosh.
Guys with dogs.
He could take care of me.
You see a guy with a dog at a dog park playing.
Yes,
and,
you're like, oh, he's so sentimental, he cares. But I've never been like dogfish, like they lied about. Who lies about a dog?
Yeah, I just think that's a stretch.
That's so
Why
lame.
do that to yourself? I don't know.
Listen, guys are always going to try to find a way to start the conversation, and if girls are going to be
end it though. I mean, as soon as we ask about the dog, like you said, they don't talk to you anymore.
I
Good
think
for
about
you.
But see, it sounds like these guys just aren't smooth at all. Though they would just be like, hey, it's my roommates or it's my neighbors, and if you hang out with me,
Jared.
you can hang out with that dog all you want.
Jared, that's the game. I get it. That's the game.
Right?
There.
Like I think it would work. I mean that way, for her, she's like, well, do I really like him or do I like the dog? And and if she wants to see the dog a little bit, then she's got to hang out with the guy. So it works out both ways.
I wanted to say one little story that when I was dating on Tinder, it was this Asian guy. And
this was yesterday.
Actually, no. It was about like
Shoddy
2 years ago. And it was this Asian guy on Tinder, and he had a Siberian puppy husky.
Oh,
and oh my God, like I wasn't naturally attracted to him, but that beautiful dog. And I swiped, and I was like, he's like, I saw you had a dog too. We should go to the dog park. And he started asking me these. I was like, hey, Randy, next time, really see the guy's bio. Don't get caught up on the beautiful dog. Listen to the man because he was a creeper and a weirdo, but he tried to, he connected with the dog.
Listen, so it works on all of us, including your faithful Power Pod crew. What's next, Nicole?
Okay, so Jared, you have tasked me this week with a heavy story.
Oh boy.
And we're talking about Jeffrey.
What did I task you with?
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
For some context, and I had an idea. I thought you would be proud of me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Social media plug.
Randy's radar.
Randy's radar.
Okay, all right.
That's it. No, I know there's so much to unpack. So if you guys have seen conspiracy theories or stories that we don't cover, please tweet us with #PowerPod, #PowerUp, because I'm fascinated by some of the theories people have come out with, and I'm going to do my best, but this is a lot. So
I think that my opinion on this is going to surprise you, because a lot of people are immediately jumping down those rabbit holes, and we love the idea. First of all, Randy, Nicole, Tina, and myself are all on social.
Yes.
We're all on Facebook.
Tweet
We're
all of us.
Tweet, Instagram. We all use them regularly.
Twitter.
As I eyeball Nicole,
What?
we all use them. We all use them regularly, and we love to interact with everybody. So if you want to reach out to us, you can do that. But so my opinion on Jeffrey Epstein is this story just has so many layers that it's hard to even begin. So
right.
the gist of the story is that obviously he started off. He was in a correctional facility in Manhattan.
Right.
And he was on lockdown. There were some guards that were assigned to watch him. They fell asleep, and he committed suicide by hanging himself with his bedsheet, correct?
Right. Well, the New York Post is quoting a source that says it was a prison bedsheet. He had attempted suicide at the end of July.
Right.
So this was not something that, if I'm being honest, I wasn't all that shocked when it happened, just because we'd sort of heard earlier that he was on suicide watch. But what I've been shocked to find out is the story it's exposed with the corrections officers, and that the rumor is the officer that was on guard, or officers, were not full-time employees. They're temps. So the corrections...
And they were working overtime too, correct?
Exactly. The detention center is under fire now. The FBI is investigating because the employees are lawyering up and saying, look, the conditions the past couple of years here have been horrible. We've been working overtime, 60-plus hour work weeks. And not that excuses you from not doing your job, but it's a domino effect.
Yeah.
And the warden has been reassigned. 2 people have been put on administrative leave. But yeah, Jeffrey Epstein, as we all know by now, he's billionaire, I want to say.
billionaire.
Absolutely, yeah. He had
Billionaire.
that famous Lolita Express, which was his private plane that took him down to his
Right.
private island. Bill Clinton had ties
say.
with him. Trump had some ties with him back in the day.
You know, there are rumors that he even has ties to the royal family. That was something a reporter in the
wouldn't
newsroom
surprise me. The royal family always cheats on each other like that.
Well, and I think they're really good at hiding. I'm sure
Yes.
their PR people are like top notch.
So it wouldn't surprise me if he had
Discreet.
connections. Now, this guy had dirt on a lot of people.
Yes.
And a lot of people are going to take the opinion where they're going to say, hey, it sucks that he couldn't be brought to justice with everything that he is alleged of doing. But I'm going to say this, the justice system almost worked in the correct way, because if you had wanted him dead, he killed himself. I know you disagree with me on this.
No, I agree. In the sense, I said this to you today, I understand that the FBI has to investigate. They're going to look at video surveillance too. Not that we're sure that they have surveillance in individual cells or not, but at the end of the day, I'm like, do we really care? This guy was horrible.
Yeah.
Convicted sex offender, facing charges of sex trafficking. Some of the stories that these women have are awful. And part of me is like, what a coward. I'm sorry. He's gone. Let's all move. I mean, but here's the thing is, I want to know about his connections.
Oh, yeah.
Because even President Trump was an acquaintance of his and has pushed the Clinton tie a lot this week.
Yeah, he got in trouble for retweeting somebody that was pushing a Clinton narrative, which is a whole other story. We won't go down that narrative at all, because again, there's so many layers to it. I think what we should focus on this week is just noting that, hey, you know what, this guy took his life, and we should wait for more information to come out, because I think as the FBI gets involved, I think that we're going to slowly unravel more and more of this story, and
his
and
private
more.
island.
Yeah, apparently there was cameras everywhere, and
God.
there's some database that has all this stuff, and I hope that we can bring it down to justice, but I can't even begin to start with this story.
Right.
This guy seems like such a scumbag. Good riddance.
So let me know what you guys find, because I'm really curious.
I am so glad. I am so glad that he's not here, and hopefully we're able to uncover all the hopefully the victims, if they were victimized, are brought to justice. Now,
Absolutely.
I have got a story for you guys here. This is a fun one here. You guys have had 4 Loko before, right?
Man, that was my drink in college.
Oh my gosh,
too.
those things are dangerous.
Dangerous.
They had high alcohol content. Yep. Jeffrey Epstein would not approve of them.
Or would he?
Well, actually, Nicole, now that you say that, he may have approved it back in his livelihood. But this is so they're teasing this new hard seltzer. Because that's kind of the new trade.
That is such a trend now.
It's the new trend. You've got the White Claws. You've got the Trulies. Pretty good. I enjoy drinking them at the pool and at the lake.
Oh yeah, they're perfect.
Okay, I'm sorry. Bring it to Randy. Wait, Trulies. Is this kind of like
It's like a hard seltzer. So it comes in a can and it's like sparkling water but with alcohol.
Sparkling water with a little bit of alcohol in it.
And
So usually like a White Claw, I think, is 5%.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're good. For like the pool, or the beach.
They're super refreshing.
So
We'll have
not
one.
like Lime-A-Rita?
Don't worry. In the next break, I'll pull some out so that way.
Yeah,
you can
I have one
some
in my
here.
purse right now.
Yeah, so we can
I always have one.
Now, so for Loko, who's been out of the game for a little while, they have, you see them occasionally at gas stations, but they're not near as potent as they were back in the day. So they're teasing this new hard seltzer with almost triple the alcohol content of a White Claw. And they're saying that they're trying to win the battle for bros. They're trying because they think that White Claws and Trulies kind of target towards women, and that the 4 Locos will target towards us because it's high alcohol content
for bros.
and like we can drink more, we can get wasted while we're out there. And I'm not gonna lie, when I heard the story, I was intrigued by it. I was like, okay,
your brodar went up.
Yeah, my brodar did definitely go off, and I was very intrigued with how this drink would go because I was actually at a Luke Bryan show, of all things, a couple weeks ago. And one of the things that happens is with the exiting process at the Lakewood. It's Lakewood, by the way. I know people call it Solaris Amphitheater here in Atlanta, but it's Lakewood. It will always be Lakewood because that's what we grew up with.
So much easier.
Right.
Thank you.
It's like Verizon. It's still Verizon to me, but it's not anymore. And I still call it that. It's
right.
So funny.
And when you go to these country shows, people don't know what the heck they're doing when they leave those shows. So we were able to go to one of the gas stations just outside of it, and they actually had 4 Locos. And me and my sister's boyfriend actually had a couple 4 Locos. And those
couple?
Yeah, a couple 4 Locos, and I'm amazed. It still gets you that eye glaze. Yeah. Randy knows what I'm talking about.
You had 2.
Yeah, so we had a good night with those things. So I think that these seltzers, if anything, would make me more intrigued by that because it looks like it's less alcohol content than what they currently have on the shelves, though not as high as what they had before on the shelves. So I'm excited. I think that this is a good deal, and you know what? When they officially unveil these, I will buy one for each of you guys in the Power Pod, and you could say if they're gal approved too, as they're trying, even though they're trying to go for the bro approval with it.
I guess, yeah, bro or sis approved. I have no idea what.
Jared, I just love your facial expressions, your animations. I just wish the people on the that's listening, they can see how excitable you are. Guys, the way Jared sounds through the air, that is exactly this dude's face right now. I just can't help but smile.
He downs a 4 Loko before every episode. Right? He's good to go.
Why do you think I'm so loopy? Next story. What's going on, Randy?
Alrighty, well, maybe the 4 Locos will help this next story. So, guys, we're living in a world, we have all this social media, so much access to be connected, yet people are still feeling alone.
What?
Right?
Alone?
How are you alone when you're so connected? But yeah, the thing is, researchers are
working.
Do
you feel alone, Randy?
Nah, man. I'm good. I got the Lord on my side.
Listen,
the Lord walks with me, Jared, so I'm never alone.
Listen, this is a safe place, okay? It's just you and I talking. Come on, do you feel alone?
Never, okay? I never feel alone, Jared.
Okay.
I always feel covered, okay?
Are you sure?
I feel alone.
Okay, well, Nicole.
Okay. All right. This is for you then. Okay,
this is
good.
for Nicole.
Good,
if
perfect.
you're feeling alone, Nicole, you can get a 4 Loko, or actually, you can get this new pill. Yeah, pill. Researchers are working on a pill for loneliness. They're doing this because they're saying now loneliness is bigger than obesity. Like, it's the number one health, quote, problem. So they're making a pill for that.
Now, a couple weeks ago, I think we covered this. We had talked about how millennials are kind of becoming antisocial.
Yes.
So it doesn't surprise me that people are now seeking these loneliness pills. My question is, how hard is it to go out? Like, there's so many outdoor things to do. Well, especially, maybe we're spoiled because we live in Atlanta, but I know like every weekend, like I try to go out with different groups of friends so that way I connect with people. There's weddings, there's stuff going on. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just trying to say that I try to socialize. I mean, are these people just that just need instant gratification, or what do you guys think it is? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be scientific.
Well, I was going to say, they kind of put something there, said loneliness increases both the desire to connect with others and a gut instinct for self-preservation. So if I let you get close to me, you only hurt me. So I want to, be social and talk to you, but I don't really trust you. That's why they're saying this whole new loneliness is coming along, because people are not
and that's
trusting.
why they need this pill.
Yeah, that maybe just get past. You can trust these people. Take a chance. Don't be lonely and make a friend. The pill is going to help you do that.
Or read a book, because you can find a lot of friends in books.
Lonely.
Is that what you did? Is that what you did, Nicole, back in the day?
Books were, yes. I was, yeah.
But you're still alone, Nicole. It's just you in the book. There's no real friends out of the book.
In your mind.
Oh. All right,
Nicole, we need to workshop this problem. We're going to all talk about this. We're going to take a quick break.
I have trust issues.
And Nicole, it's going to be okay, I promise.
Looking for fresh voices for the discussion of urban and black culture? Then Black Educated and Broke, the podcast, is where you should tune in.
Our podcast covers it all. Hip-hop, social media, television, politics, and community headlines. We talking for the culture, y'all.
We laugh, make fun of Randy, drop headlines that some news outlets won't cover.
Y'all can listen to us on all kind of streaming platforms, whether you checking in and hear the 10 spot, or if Randy's talking about the same thing I just talked about, and Randy keep you in the know. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and even Google Play on Android.
Don't forget SoundCloud, CastBox,
ListenNotes.com, and the podcast app.
So stop playing with yourself. You might as well listen. Trust me, I'm going in on everything.
So keep it locked on Black, Educated, and Broke, the podcast for the culture.
The Power Pod on WSB Radio. Join the show at 800-WSB-TALK or leave a comment using the open mic feature on the WSB Radio app.
Randy, I'm really worried about Nicole.
I know.
I think that we should probably. I know that we've got your rundown here in a minute, but are you cool with pushing it for just a minute so that way we can so that way we can give Nicole another story?
Yeah, real friends look out for each other.
Yeah,
Thanks, Scott.
And here's a little pill for you, okay?
Oh, thank you.
All right, consume that little
and
pill.
I've got my Four Loko, so
yeah,
it's
just
perfect.
consume that little pill and give us another story.
Thanks, guys. I can't even. I don't even know where to begin. Okay, so this is the Bronx. 63-year-old man fell down. He went to the doctor complaining of knee pain. They did an x-ray to make sure he hadn't broken anything else. So he has what's called, I can't, Jared.
I'm like, what are you about to say?
Penile ossification.
Yeah, so basically there's a calcium deposit growing on the end of his junk. Right?
His junk is turning to bone.
Yeah.
And there are x-ray photos. I was doing my show prep. My husband, Malcolm, was in the kitchen, and I audibly went, oh, God, because the x-ray photos, and when I gave him the headline, he went, nope, I'm good.
Not going to look.
Just walked away.
I think the funny thing about this story, though, is that so he goes to the hospital, he gets diagnosed with this, and then he leaves. He leaves the hospital. And decides, all right, well, I'm 63 years old. I'm not going to get an operation on my junk.
Oh my gosh. And I guess I just thought to myself, I guess we should cherish our younger years, because this is rare, but
you get when you're old?
I don't know. That's
so I'm
the
trying
thing.
to understand. So wait, you said the tip of his junk turned to bone. What does that mean?
No,
it's calcifying. So it's
calcifying.
It's getting hard.
Yeah.
The doctor said an extensive plaque-like calcification along the expected distribution of the junk was evident in the x-ray.
Oh my God. It's like he would never be on shrinkage right there at that part?
No, he would not have Josh Kloss's problem. Katy Perry would not have embarrassed him at all. In fact, I think people would have been like, sorry, what?
Is it weird that I kind of think that this could be a blessing for an old guy?
It's like
But is it
permanent,
painful, though? What if it's painful, though? We don't know.
Permanent,
Well, he left the hospital, so
I guess
so there's a wild
you can do.
There's a wild 63-year-old man in the Bronx with a bony junk,
bony
junk,
bony
just waiting,
piece of junk,
waiting for you out there in the world.
I just cringed. Like,
hopefully he's not drinking Four Loko. That would be weird.
Nicolio, speaking of old people out there, since we're here trying to fix your loneliness today, Your boy in the presidential race.
Speaking of bony junk.
Joe Biden. Wow, he is not doing well in New Hampshire. Did you see the latest polling? Bernie Sanders passed him in polling, and I wonder if it had something to do with this.
Oh, boy.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
And then...
We choose truth over facts.
Wait, what was that?
We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over facts. We choose truth over facts.
What?
I think...
Oh, Joe.
He got excited. He just got excited.
Listen, all right, it's still really early. I don't want to go too much into the 2020 presidential election, but boy, Joe is sounding crazy.
No, the truth
out
and
there.
facts are not the same thing, Jared.
No, they're not. Okay, all
facts.
right. You want to defend Biden? Here, listen to this other gaffe he had over the weekend.
I watched what happened when the kids from Parkland marched up to, and I met with them, and then they went off to up on the hill when I was vice president. They went off the hill.
Yeah, no, that was Sandy Hook.
Yeah, he was not vice president during Parkland. So so he had 3 bad gaffes over the weekend. Joe Biden, get out of the sun, buddy. I don't know what he's doing. Or his people need to watch out for him. I mean, he's 76 years old. He's
wow.
He's getting up there, and I mean, I know you love your Foxy Joe.
No, but objectively, I can appreciate that. Though, yeah, some of what he just said was not okay. No.
We choose truth over facts.
Okay, all right, Joe Biden. That could be your next president in 2020. But guess what, guys? It's time for Randy's Rundown.
It's Randy's Rundown.
Alrighty, guys. The name that I'm going to say now, some people are tired of hearing her name. I'm personally not, but it's about Stacey Abrams. And guess what? For those who've already known and now you want to know, she is not running for president, the aide says.
She went on MSNBC with Rachel Maddow, and she said this.
My best value add to this campaign, to this primary, is making certain that whomever the nominee is, that we have a fair fight in 2020, and that's what I'm going to focus on.
You know what else she did say, too, is she said that she is open to being the vice presidential candidate. So watch out. You know, Stacey Abrams, you know, she's a young and up-and-coming politician, and she still has a lot of relevancy after what happened in the governor's race here. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out, how the vice presidential pick game goes. But what's next?
Up next in the gymnastic history world, Simone Biles. Yes, this young lady, she made gymnastic history with her triple-double floor pass.
Simone's got enough gold medals at home. Someone give this girl a crown. I mean, absolutely incredible.
Listen, Simone Biles might be the best female gymnast that America has
that was incredible.
ever had.
Ever?
I mean, if you ever had, she might be at that point. Nobody has ever landed that before, Randy. Ever.
Nobody.
No female has ever landed that before. And it is, I mean.
And when I watched it, I thought to myself, how do you even think to do that in your head? I know what I'm going to do.
Well, see, usually when I wake up in the morning for the Von Hessler Doctrine, as I'm going to the shower, I usually kind of run up and I sprint. I do a couple somersaults. I can
picture that.
I do a triple double into the shower. What's next?
Yes, in other news, our K-pop phenoms, BTS, they announced they're taking an extended break.
Oh no, they're taking an extended break. BTS is so overrated. I've tried. I got into.
You're gonna make a lot of people
mad.
I listen. I and that's fine. They can be mad. Hey, send me hate. I can take the heat. But I just think that BTS. It's nothing against K-pop. I like K-pop. I just think that they got big. People like them, and there's a bit of groupthink going on with why people like them. So let them take their extended break. I think that they said they didn't want to be disturbed on their break. Hey, got news for you guys. You're celebrities like that. People are going to come up to you and they're going to ask for autographs and selfies with you. Get over it. What's next?
Alrighty, guys. So for all of you Fitbit people, Apple Watch, I'm sure you guys maybe own one of the two. Guess what?
Fitbit.
Yeah, Jared, do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's like keeping you in track?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing pretty well.
Guess what? Your doctors don't think so.
What?
Yeah, doctors are saying they're really not that accurate.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, okay, so I was out swimming at the lake over the weekend at Lake Lanier here in Atlanta, and I was swimming around, and it counted 13,000 steps for me swimming around. So it does have some.
What?
It does. Yeah, I mean, I swim like a fish when I'm out there. I'm all out there just having a good time. Get a couple of 4 Lokos in me like that. I'm swimming all around having a great time. So I can understand why it's inaccurate. So if you use it while you're just walking or while you're just running, then it's fine. But you know what? The doctors come up with a better solution. solution then? Because right now the Apple Watch and the Fitbit are both great products. What's next?
Well, you know what we need a solution to? To how
What?
to save the planet. You want to know why? Because burgers are messing it up. In the university, they are banning burgers because they're trying to save the planet, y'all.
So this is the University of London and the student union. They ban all meat products from the university, and I wish, it's a shame we didn't get a chance to dive into this deeper. The short story with this is, okay, like for the people that do like burgers, I'm sorry, like that you have to deal with a student union like this. I remember we had
meat shaming.
It is meat shaming.
Horrible.
You're right. And people on college campuses are just getting so crazy with this stuff. Now, if you don't want to eat meat, don't get meat. What's next?
Well, also about meat shaming. I love that plug there, Nicole. Burger King, you know that new vegetarian Impossible Whopper?
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Do you know it's cooked in the same broiler as beef and chicken?
How could they do that?
How could they do that, Jared?
That's absurd. Like, vegetarians aren't supposed to have anything that touches, like, you can't have the meat juice.
We have a coworker, and she has said, yes, vegetarianism was a choice, but it's also a stomach-related thing for her. It just messes with her stomach. Even if something has touched meat and they use that to prepare her veggie whatever, she can tell. Her stomach reacts instantly. So that's not good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that Burger King was prepared for that when they unveiled it. I still want to try it, though. I mean, it looks good. You had the Chick-fil-A had the mac and cheese came out. I think it'd be great to mix the Impossible Burger with the mac. Not a fan? Did you try it?
I'm not a big mac and cheese fan that much, but I didn't like it. No.
How do you not like mac and cheese? What is wrong with you, girl?
I guess everything,
no, Malcolm
Jerry.
doesn't like mac and cheese either.
Well, see, Malcolm, that's my homie right there. Okay.
What's that?
You know what I do like?
What?
Da-da-da-da. So guess what? To all my cannabis users out there, did you know that Cobb County and Gwinnett County are decriminalizing?
Oh.
Well, it's about time.
About an ounce of weed on you? Oh, my God.
Here in the metro area in Atlanta, I mean, you saw Fulton County do it, or the city of Atlanta did it, rather.
Come on.
And I think that Cobb and Gwinnett are following suit. This is what's happening nationwide. Georgia, get on board. It is going to be legalized in our lifetime, probably within the next 10 to 15
years. Yeah.
10 to 15 years. You know what else is going to be legalized in the next 10 to 15 years?
What, Jerry?
The Power Pod everywhere! I didn't even get a chance to play this. This was awesome. I had an old professor reach out before we wrap up. This is so cool. He texted me during the week and he said, guys, we're on smart speakers now.
Alexa, play the Power Pod podcast.
Here's the Power Pod from TuneIn. Resuming the Power Pod S1/E017, call-in special.
That is pretty cool. Now I'm gonna trigger all the Alexa devices. Yes. Alexa, put your hands in the middle because it's time to wrap up the Power Pod.
That's perfect.
Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Power Pod!